Gary, more and more people are discovering brands inside ChatGPT and other LLMs instead of Google. If you're now building a business today, what is the practical playbook to show up in AI answers, in your opinion? And what can we actually do in the next 30 days?
That's a wonderful and very important question. The real answer is no one fully knows. That, I'm fortunate, the gray hairs come in handy. I was there for 96, 97, 98, 99 search engines, right? As you know, even Google and its dominance would change their algorithms or the way that would work. They would do updates. It would be it would be cat and mouse. It would be policeman and robber, right? We back in 99, 2000 would figure out what to do with our websites to show up on the first result. And then Google would do an update because they wanted to be authentic, not hacked. You can already see things like Reddit declining in importance. I personally believe that social media content is a very, very good bet. Here's why. First of all, I think Gemini is going to be a very big winner. They're going to be one of the winners. We know that. Between Google Calendar and Gmail, they just have too much connection points, Android. So Gemini, where the hell do you think Gemini is going to get content from? YouTube and YouTube Shorts is going to really matter. So in the next 30 days, I would say committing to YouTube content matters. Next, I think TikTok and Meta get a lot more AI search than people realize. Their search engines are powerful. Next, ChatGPT, Perplexity, they need content that's authentic, right? And not that everything on social is authentic. In fact, much of it is not, much of it is. So my practical advice to people right now is content. I love social media content. I love things like Beehive and Substack. I love podcasts like you and I are doing right now. And so those really stand out for me. Digital, creative, in audio, written, and video form on the most popular places on the internet, I think are going to pay very substantial dividends in an AEO, GEO world, which is about to become very important.
I also saw you in Lisbon, and I heard you say there is a future where AI and blockchain work together.
Yes.
And so in your view, where does it create value, and maybe where are people still forcing narratives?
Yeah. What I was talking about at the Lisbon talk is I have great concern that video proof has been the judge and the jury of our society for a very long time. And it's been very valuable to us, right? I am concerned that I believe in the next 3-4 years, every video that you and I see on the internet, we will not believe is real. I know that the blockchain is a ledger which allows it to prove provenance. I think provenance is going to become a very important word, and ownership. So I imagine a world where the internet and the blockchains are talking to each other, because I think we're going to yearn for truth in digital at a very high level. I am not the person that understands how to create the technology that connects those two. I'm not in the shovels and picks business. I'm at the selling the gold when it's found business. But I'm smart enough to know that the business of shovels and picks is better. It's just not as fun for me. And I'm looking forward to seeing if that's what works or something else is invented on the internet to prove truth. But yes, that's why I referred to it there, and it is something very on my mind.
Makes a lot of sense. Now, creating content.
That is something I do know.
Gary, what is your take on AI avatars and faceless content? Where is it smart leverage, and where is it actually backfiring?
Well, I think in the short term, it's backfiring when big companies do it, because everyone's so scared about losing a job that they will push back against everything on AI. I think long term, it's inevitable. And I'm looking for, I like change, even if it hurts me, because I have no choice. And so I think that people should absolutely be in the intellectual property business. I think just like Disney has Mickey Mouse, and Universal has Jaws. I think brands are going to have, Jake from State Farm is an actor. And God forbid he does something wrong. He seems like a great guy on the record. God forbid he changes his mind and doesn't want to act anymore. Well, then State Farm's in a pickle. But if State Farm creates State Farm's farmer and it's an AI character and it looks like a human or looks like Mickey Mouse, that's an asset. Geico's lizard is theirs, but the actors are not. And, Flo from Progressive is an actress. And so I think we're going into a very interesting world where brands are going to be in the intellectual property business. I feel like every company is going to get there eventually. I think in the short term, you have to be careful because the end consumer is scared, nervous, not receptive yet. But I believe the world will be very different in 10 years and it will be common. And that is how I see it.
It's a long time in technology.
Yeah, but I think social norms take time, right? The technology existed for online dating in the mid 90s. It was not until the mid 2000s, 2010, 12, when it became not taboo, right? You know this. You and I are old enough to remember friends that met on online dating in 2003 made up stories of where they met.
Actually, we have the same age, Gary.
Oh, nice. Well, you look younger. Yeah. You look younger.
Maybe. You talk a lot about interest media.
Yes.
Where the creative itself creates the reach.
Yes.
So for marketers, founders with a limited budget, what is actually the real skill they should be building to win?
The real skill is understanding storytelling and the distribution that you're actually distributing. So understanding what works in TikTok culturally. Thumbnail, first 3 seconds, beats, copy, hashtags, what works in Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube Shorts, Twitter X, Facebook Blue, Snapchat Spotlight. This is my Substack, Pinterest. This is my obsession. So the skill is the strategic understanding of the culture, the art, and understanding the science, the math around what will give you a higher propensity of creating reach. But at the end of the day, it is the essence of the story that will matter most.
LinkedIn is actually my main platform. Next to the podcast, Gary, you make it clear that it's still massively underpriced.
Yes.
In attention. If now someone is a strong builder, but invisible today, what is the smartest way to use LinkedIn without turning it to a full-time content job?
First of all, let me make a huge statement. I think for a lot of independent individuals, employees, or entrepreneurs, content creation should be a full-time job. Amassing attention for what you do is as imperative as gets. So I would say an individual nomad or 1 or 2 people. It's funny, you notice, everyone's asking that last part. Gary, wait a minute. But I'm going to spend all my time on this. I'm like, yep. And you have to spend all your time on the other stuff, but it's time management, it's value. LinkedIn's an incredible platform, no different than any other. You've got to win on video. You need to win on creative. You have the written word as a huge variable. You have all these different things that you're able to attack and create. You just have to know the audience, right? It's a B2B environment. It's a place where you can write 15 paragraphs, which you can't do on TikTok, right? There's a lot of B2B. There's a lot of SaaS. Professionalism is valued a little bit more than it is in a casual environment like Instagram. So it's understanding the room that you're executing in. But the fact that you can do written, audio, and video is huge.
Gary, one sentence. What should marketers, founders stop overthinking this year?
Their subjective opinions on the creative.
Thanks so much, Gary.
Thank you.
I appreciate your time and thank you for the perspective.
Got it, brother. Take care.